Hello, you're tuning in the English News Bulletin on QPVN channel. I'm Chung Nguyen, and now let me keep you up to date with the headlines. The press, vanguard force in national development. Vietnam and China beef up defense cooperation. Vietnam's garment and textile industry bounces back. During a meeting with 150 veteran and outstanding journalists on June the 20th, President Lee Kuan emphasized the critical role of journalists as clear-minded and trustworthy companions, pioneers at the forefront of national development, and those who can foresee the trends and transformation of life. The gathering marks the 100th anniversary of Vietnam's revolutionary press, June the 21st. President Lee Kuan extended his best wishes to veteran journalists and all those working in the media across the country. Reflecting on a century of proud revolutionary journalism, he expressed his profound gratitude to more than 500 journalist martyrs who sacrificed their lives for the revolutionary cause. As the nation transitions into a new era, President Lee Kuan reminded journalists of Uncle Ho's teaching. Journalists are also revolutionary soldiers. Their pen and paper are sharp weapons. He stressed that Vietnamese journalists must remain politically steadfast, ethically grounded, professionally competent, and passionately committed to their profession.
Các nhà báo và người làm báo
Journalists must constantly renew themselves and truthfully, vividly reflect the country's progress, highlighting what is good and noble in society. At the same time, they must boldly and rigorously expose what is corrupt and detrimental, including social evils. They must also resolutely fight distorted hostile viewpoints to safeguard the party's ideology and strengthen public trust. The president also called on journalists to embrace technological advancement and actively adapt to evolving media landscape. He urged central and local agencies to improve policies and mechanisms for journalists, ensuring they can pursue their work with dedication and peace of mind. He also stressed the importance of continuing training, support, and recognition, especially for passionate, dedicated, and young journalists. Also on June 20th, Senior Lieutenant General Trịnh Văn Quyết, chairman of the General Political Department of the Vietnam People's Army, attended a conference at VIET Group to review 10 years of implementing Politburo Directive No. 5 on 2016 on promoting the study and practice of Ho Chi Minh's thought, morality, and lifestyle. Commending VIET's progress over the past decade, Senior Lieutenant General Trịnh Văn Quyết stressed 5 key tasks. First, VIET needs to affirm the leading role in modern weapons research, continue mastering core technologies to strengthen defense autonomy. Second, VIET needs to closely link learning and following Uncle Ho with VIET's culture, rooted in the values of Uncle Ho's soldiers and Vietnamese tradition. Third, it must enhance training, especially of strategic researchers and top experts with strong ethics, firm political stance, and outstanding tech skills. Fourth, VIET must expand international relations and develop the defense industry toward modernity, intelligence, flexibility, and efficiency. Fifth, it must also keep identifying and honoring role models to spread the values of learning and following Uncle Ho. He urged VIET to stay pioneering and committed to contributing to the national industrialization and modernization. Senior Lieutenant General Võ Minh Lương, Deputy Defense Minister, received a delegation of the Military Procuratorate of the People's Liberation Army of China on the morning of June 20th. In an exchange with Major General Jiang Jin, head of the Military Procuratorate of the People's Liberation Army of China, Senior Lieutenant General Võ Minh Lương emphasized that defense cooperation over the past time remains an important pillar in the overall bilateral relationship. Recently, the two procuracies inked the Memorandum of Understanding on the occasion of the state visit to Vietnam by Chinese General Secretary and President Xi Jinping in April 2025. Major General Jiang Jin voiced his belief that the cooperative relationship between the two sides would contribute to promoting the ties between the two countries and the two defense ministries. Later the same day, representatives of the Central Military Procuracy of the Vietnam People's Army held talks with their Chinese counterparts to exchange experiences in prosecution work, crime prevention and control, handling of law violations related to the military, as well as training on professional expertise. The same day, a ceremony marking the 48th anniversary of the path to overthrow the Pol Pot genocidal regime, June the 20th, took place at the military historical site X16 at Momo District, the Bông Khmun province of Cambodia. The event was chaired by General Tia Seha, Deputy Prime Minister and Defense Minister of Cambodia. The Vietnamese delegation was led by Lieutenant General Nguyễn Hồng Thái, Deputy Defense Minister. This annual event, held by the royal government of Cambodia, honors the heroic sacrifices of soldiers and patriotic citizens who fought to liberate the country from the brutal genocidal regime and build a peaceful, stable, and developing Cambodia. It also highlights the enduring friendship, solidarity, and loyalty between the peoples of Vietnam and Cambodia, the values cherished and upheld by current and future generations. In a speech, General Tia Seha reaffirmed the royal government's commitment to an independent foreign policy based on the rule of law, fostering friendly, cooperative ties with all nations, and contributing actively to regional and global peace and prosperity. Throughout the 100-year journey of Vietnamese revolutionary journalism, military journalism has been a crucial force in advancing the cause of national liberation, construction, and defense. In the fire of war, the battlefield and the enemy were the focus of military reporters who stood shoulder to shoulder with soldiers through every stage of the struggle. Armed with cameras and sidearms, veteran military journalists were always ready to risk their lives to bring frontline stories written amidst bombs and dangers to audiences across the country. I had a letter of reference signed by Mr. Đỗ Phượng from the Vietnam News Agency, allowing me to go across units and local governments in the Trị Thiên Front. I carried a camera, a sidearm, and was later equipped with an AK rifle upon arrival. More than 70 years ago, journalists braved the fierce battlefield of Điện Biên. The People's Army newspaper was the only outlet to set up a forward editorial office at the front during the campaign. With just 5 members, they published 33 issues over 140 days, from December the 28th, 1953 to May the 16th, 1954. Each article and image contributing to the historic victory that shook the globe. Right after writing, I read my piece aloud. Some comrades cried. I stood at a crossroads shouting the words. In the pause between gunfire, they stood silent. Even after reunification, military journalists kept going through battles on the southwest border, international missions in Cambodia, and the defense of the northern border. Because heading to wherever there is an enemy is more than words. It's a way of life, a mark of courage, and the essence of the battlefield journalist. As veteran reporters share their stories, they pass on the spirit of combat to today's generations and to the future. Coming up next, Vietnam's garment and textile industry bounces back. Vietnamese lychees win over UK consumers. The Ministry of Agriculture and Environment on June the 20th held a press conference to announce the outcomes of 2 major national target programs on the new rural development and on the sustainable poverty reduction for the period of 2021-2025. At the event, representative of the Ministry of Agriculture and Environment revealed its proposal to the government that will integrate the 2 programs into a single unified framework for the period of 2026-2035. This strategic move aims not only to enhance the efficiency of public investment and streamlining of the administrative apparatus, but also to realize the vision of a strong, prosperous, democratic, and happy country. We'll work closely with local authorities and experts to formulate inclusive policies that address all overarching social development goals. Our core belief is that the poor must get out of poverty, the homeless must be housed, and everyone must have access to employment opportunities. After 5 years of implementation, the Sustainable Poverty Reduction Program has made significant results. The multidimensional poverty rate has dropped from 5.2% at the beginning of the period to 1.93% by the end of 2024, surpassing targets set by both the National Assembly and government. Over 10,000 poverty reduction projects have been implemented, engaging more than 200,000 households, while nearly 125,000 workers from poor, near poor, and newly escaped poverty households have landed jobs. The figure that is much higher than the set target of 100,000. In terms of housing support, around 90,000 houses for poor households in impoverished districts have newly been built or renovated. So far, the new rural development program has also recorded remarkable achievements. As of now, 79.3% of communes nationwide have met the new rural standards, closely approaching the target of 80%. According to data from the Vietnam Textile and Apparel Association, in the first 5 months of 2025, the total export turnover of the industry reached over $17.58 billion, a year-on-year increase of 9%. This shows the strong recovery of the industry and the feasibility of the export target of $48 billion this year. For the Vietnam National Textile and Garment Group alone, consolidated revenue in the first half of the year is estimated at $395 million, equivalent to 49% of the 2025 plan and 108% of the last same period. VIET has also noted that, along with such traditional markets as Japan and the Republic of Korea, the U.S. remains one of the key markets, contributing greatly to Vietnam's garments and textile turnover. The industry is still eyeing the diversification of markets, customers, and products to adapt to new global conditions. A Vietnamese Lychee Week is taking place in London from June the 17th to the 24th to promote the tropical fruit to UK consumers, drawing interest from both the Vietnamese community and local residents. The event was co-organized by the Vietnam Trade Office in the UK and TT Meridian Limited, a UK-based importer of tropical fruits. It offers local consumers a chance to experience high-quality lychees imported directly from Vietnam while learning about their cultural and agricultural origins. Lychee Week is to build a national brand. Around the world, we know of Norway for its salmon or Scotland for its whiskey. With the same ambition, we want Vietnamese products to be consistently introduced to European consumers, not just seasonally. During Lychee Week, Vietnamese supermarkets across London offer discounts to attract customers to this tropical fruit. Vietnamese fruits taste delicious and have distinctive aromas loved by international consumers. However, due to high import cost, they remain less known. We hope this event helps make lychees and other Vietnamese fruits more accessible with affordable prices. The event was widely promoted on social media, drawing large crowds eager to taste and shop.
They are very fresh, very nice, very juicy. You get this much. It's very good portion size, very beautiful, packaging very well, very colourful.
Actually, I was just go around here and just boil it and try it, and it was so nice. And actually, I tried lychee before in Korea, and it was much more tasteful and more deep flavor. So nice.
The event is expected to expand to other localities in the coming years and serve as a model for promoting more Vietnamese export products. And that's all for now. Remember, you can always watch news again at qpvn.vn. Now, thank you for watching and hope to see you next time.